my name is Sara Lopez, and today I will be presenting to you one of the basic topics of finance. This is budgeting. To start off, what exactly is budgeting? Well, budgeting is planning how to spend your money. This is knowing how much money you have for your needs and how much money you have left for all those things you wish to have or do, as well as it helps you keep a savings plan and having a backup plan, just in case when things get hard or unexpected events take place, you can count on these good budgeting skills. We're gonna go over some quick and easy steps to follow so you can start budgeting. Real quick, these are: you have financial goals, you have to know your income, you have to know how much money goes out every month. It's important for you to set a certain amount to save and to put into that emergency fund every month, as well as to set an amount for your daily expenses. And the last step would be to stick to your budgets. This is super important. Now, going a little more in depth in each step. The first one, setting financial goals. It's important to set financial goals. This is the foundation of the whole budgeting process. This is going to be your drive to want to keep budgeting. You have to set short-term and long-term goals. Where do you want to see yourself in some time? For example, I would like to see myself finishing college and paying off my student loan as quick as possible. Now, you may want to buy a home, buy a car, maybe increase your savings, or pay off your credit card debt. Maybe take a vacation. Why not? Now, the second step in this process would be to know your income. How much money do you earn? Include only the net money. Don't include gifts, bonuses, or any unexpected income. This will help you avoid overspending or avoid having false expectations as in to how much money you make. If you earn by commission, let's say, it's important for you to go back to your past payment stubs or maybe bank statements and kind of average it out and see how much money you earn. Make sure you stay on the low side because it will help you prevent overspending. You also have to know how much money goes out every month. What are your fixed expenses? All your monthly bills, utility bills. Make a list of them. Also, the house mortgage rate or car payment. Just know how much money you spend on those fixed expenses so you can know how much money you have left, and you can put into your savings account, the emergency fund, or set as the amount for variable expenses. The fourth step, is to set an amount for your savings and the emergency fund. It's important to have a savings account because things will come up. I'm sure you have goals and things you want to do in the future, and this is when it's going to be useful. So it's important to set an amount, according to your possibilities, of course, to save every month. If it can be an increasing amount, that's even better. Now, if it's not, then make sure it's at least fixed. This is essential to long-term goals and also for your future security. Now, when it comes to the emergency fund, this is for when unexpected things take place. Your car broke down. You need to fix it. You can take this out of your emergency fund. Or let's say you're unemployed. So you can count on this backup plan so you can live a month or two until you find a new job. It's recommended to have anywhere between 3 to 6 months of living expenses in this emergency fund. Now, going on to the next step is to have an amount for daily expenses or variable expenses, because these are the ones that fluctuate according to your household life situation or the things you want to do. It's not a fixed expense. It's a variable expense, and it will vary every month depending on what you do and what you spend. Now, have in mind an amount you might want to spend and set to these daily expenses, and try to stay as close to it as possible. This will help you, and if you can maybe keep it less than what you have in mind, you can increase a little in your savings or that emergency fund. Again, keep it as low as possible. It will be You will be the only beneficiary. Now the last step is to stick to your budgets. This is very important. The whole process is pretty much depending on this. Stay as close as you can to your budgets. It's important because this is what's going to help you achieve your goals set at the beginning of the process. Also, review your spending, your savings, your budgeting as a whole, and evaluate your financial progress. See if it's working. If it's not, then you're going to have to try to adjust it a little so that you can see positive results. Try to adjust your budgets as much as you can. Now, these are just the steps on how to budget. And I would like to go into a little more of characteristics of successful budgeting. These are just 4 characteristics that I'm going to go over. The first one is for your budgets to be well planned. Take time and plan your budgets carefully. It's important to prioritize and adjust your budgets to your income, your needs, and your wants. Also, it's important for your budgets to be realistic. Don't expect too much from your budgets at first. Don't expect to have $1 million in your savings the first month. It's not gonna happen unless you win the lottery. It takes time and it's a step-by-step process. Be patient. Also, don't stop living life to save. Things are gonna come up. Plans with your friends. Don't stop doing these things. Just be responsible and have in mind that you're in a process of budgeting. So try to keep it as low as you can, but don't stop living life. The third characteristic to a successful budgeting is for your budgets to be flexible. Like I said before, things are going to happen. Things are going to take place in life that you're not expecting, that you're not counting on. So your budget needs to be flexible so when these changes come, you can adjust to them. It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative change. It could be positive. And this, you still have to adjust your budgets and know where you're going to put this, let's say, extra money, where you're going to put it. It may be your savings, or you can split it between your savings and the emergency fund, or increase a little in the daily expenses. Just know that you need to be flexible so you can adjust to these changes. The last characteristic to a successful budgeting would be to be clearly communicated. It's important so that everyone who is involved in this budgeting knows how things are going to work from now on. What things you're going to do, what things you're going to stop doing. This will help you all walk the same path and work towards that same goal. This will be obviously make it easier for those goals to be achieved. We can all work together to achieve these goals. So now I would like to invite you to start budgeting. Put these steps into practice. See if they work. I'm sure they will, and you will have really good results. I will now leave you with Joseph and some banking tips.